Welcome to this edition of Microsoft Excel's using the fill handle. The fill handle is used to help you enter information into adjacent cells. So I'm going to work here in Excel. I'm in Excel 2016, but it'll work on any version of Excel you might be using. So I'm going to enter quarter 1. And then I'll press Control Enter so that I stay in the same cell. Notice in the bottom right hand corner of the active cell is a dark square. If we point at that dark square, we get a crosshair. Click and hold and drag down, and you can even see in the tip as I drag, it's entering the quarters for me. It knows that there are only 4 quarters, and then it repeats. So I can enter 2016 here and 2017 here, and now I have some information. To complete more of a table, let's look at something else Excel can do. If I use first, you can put in second, third, fourth, whatever you like, and then anything after it, I'll put in place, and I'll press Control Enter again. This just saves me from pressing Enter and then moving back up to the cell I want to work on. And I use the fill handle and drag it across to fourth place. It'll change first, second, third, and fourth. You can use any word after it you'd like. You can actually use a word in front of it if you'd like as well, but I couldn't think of an example for that. You can also use this for numbers. I'm going to enter 100 and 100. Actually, let me just, if I'm going to duplicate the same number, I go to the cell that has the number in it and I simply drag it down and it will keep the same number. If, however, I enter 65 in this cell and 67 in this cell, I've given it an example of what I want it to fill with, every other number. And if I drag down using the fill handle, it will fill in with every other number. I can not only do this horizontally, I can do this, vertically, I can do this horizontally as well. Ooh, they actually had to pay $5. That's a bad fourth place. Or I can do groups of numbers all at once. So very quickly you can fill out a table. Come here, use the auto sum button. I'll change it to dollars. And we have a nice formatted table with very little effort. But the fill handle can do a lot more as well. I typed in the word quarter 1. I can use just a Q1 and fill with the Q1. And once again, it will go to 4 and then repeat. I could use QTR1. Fill with that, and it knows that there are 4 quarters. With those quarters, you would think would work on months. So I type in January, and it fills in each month. Well, if it knows the word January, it certainly should know the abbreviation for January. And certainly it does. If it knows months, let's see if it knows days. And it does. It goes to Sunday and then rotates back to Monday. If it knows the word Monday, it should know the abbreviation for Monday, right? And it does. If it knows quarters, months, days, it should know hours, correct? So I type in 1, and I went down enough because I've used just the 100, it's using pseudo military time. So if I typed in instead 1 a.m. and I filled, it rotates to p.m. in the afternoon. You can do full dates, and it will fill in with, let me make that wider, the date. Now what you can do is use a term and then any number. So if I type in widget 1 and I fill widget 1, what do you think is going to happen? It's in fact going to sequence the number 1, leaving the widget in place. So you can use any word and a number. We're almost done. This is an interesting thing. If I typed in section 1 and below it part A, and I'll put in a part B for good measure, and then I take that and I fill with this example. Now what do you think will happen? Something interesting happens. It sequences the number, because as I told you, you can put anything in front of a number and it will sequence the number. But it doesn't understand how to sequence part A or part B. So it simply repeats those as necessary. So I now have sections of text or a book or an article. I hope this has been helpful, and I appreciate you watching this demonstration.